Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Drag Show. I'm Stu Smith. This is Stephen, our producer. And tonight we have the one and only beautiful blonde Conda. Welcome,
Hello,
Conda.
Stu. Hello, Stephen. How are you guys today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Oh, gosh. I'm so glad you came on the show. We've wanted you on for a while. You know, and your schedule's pretty busy.
Well, yes, it's lightening up in some aspects.
And tightening up in others. You want to tell us what the new news is in your life?
I filed 2 weeks ago, like the end of November, to run for District 6 Supervisor in 2010.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm really thrilled about it.
I mean, that is really good news. I mean, you're not the first, but you're maybe the most viable candidate from the drag community, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, I hope to do really well. I think the campaign is off to a great start. I've gotten a lot of really great press just for signing up to run for supervisor. And, you know, I've been an activist all my life, so this is just kind of putting my heels where my mouth is, as it were.
I think that's right. Heels where my mouth is. I love it.
Yeah, it's about being responsible. And a lot of times I hear people saying that, you know, you can't change things or you can't do something. And I really don't believe that. And I grew up in a born-again Christian house with people who told me I couldn't be happy being gay, with people who told me that I would never be happy being myself. And I went out and proved them wrong. And then I won Miss Tranny Shack by accident in 2004, where everyone said, oh, she just does it for shits and giggles. And I like being the underdog, and I'm a good fighter. I'm a trained swimmer, so I'm ready for a good fight, and I'm ready to hopefully win a district seat, as I'm using out of the bars into the district seat.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, what inspired you for the political challenge?
Apathy.
Apathy.
People's apathy I find very inspiring.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's an amazing district. It's probably the hardest district in the city in certain respects because it contains such diversity and such poverty.
Yes, I agree. The fact is that, you know, when I moved here, I've lived in the district all 14 years that I lived in San Francisco. And I started out in an SRO on GA, paying 100% of my GA to have a place to live, having to scrape by for food while I put myself through beauty school. And if it wasn't for Catholic Charities actually helping me out to pay for food, I would have been a lot more desperate than I was. And there's no reason for, you know, we have this whole societal view that people who are not achieving on a huge financial level are not offering something to bring to the table. But without being given the chance, how do we know what these people have to bring? Besides, it costs twice as much for the city in manpower, through police, through fire, through cleanup, to keep people homeless. And there is no dearth of money in the city that there cannot be a way to house these people. Especially, for example, when the state did Prop 13 and they took all of the property taxes and froze them at 2% of the value of the property in 1978, I believe, and it only grows by 2%. And that includes all of downtown, which is in my district, one of the richest areas, right next to the Tenderloin, which is one of the poorest. So all these conglomerates and all these people who are in all these properties that are now owned by foreign interests, because the actual person who owns the property has not changed, they are paying 2% of, you know, increase since 1978, when that's not even the rate of what inflation is, of how exponentially the land has increased. So, for example, all those large hotels are owned by foreign investors who are not paying their fair share of property tax on on property that is used commercially. And they can't find money to pay for ADAP drugs. And these sort of questions and these sort of things that really anger me, and where I see the injustice, this is the reason I'm running, because I'm tired of people making backdoor deals or making excuses or protecting their personal investments. That is not what the government is supposed to do. The government is here to help the people and keep them safe and work for them.
Right
And
on.
it has to. And if it doesn't, we're going to be in a lot worse situation than we are currently.
So have you given thought to the amount of time this is going to require? Just the campaign? Well, can we talk about this at this point?
I'll tell you what the beginning has been like. I can't, right now, I can't really talk on definite pinpoints of my campaign or,
Okay.
talk too much about that. But I can say that I have turned down 2 offers to move my Charlie horse to the East Bay monthly, as well as an offer from the Lookout to start a new party with cookie dough there. Both were very, very attractive offers, but I have been hitting it hardball. I have been going over, I think I have now 800 flashcards that I do every morning and every night just so my vocabulary can grow exponentially.
Wow.
And I also, I'm committed 100% because I think to win a race like that, you have to be committed 100%. And it's not, for me personally, it's not about what I want to do for me. I really feel that I want to step up and take part in what I can do for other people now. And shows are great, and through Charlie Horse, I found my voice 100%. I started taking my drag much more into the streets. I've become much more involved in a larger community, and I see people putting themselves out there at risk every time they leave the house in a dress if they're a man. And those are my people, and those people deserve a voice just like anyone else's, and a strong voice. And I'm taking my time to cultivate that, so that when it comes time to ask me questions, I have all my T's crossed, all my I's dotted, and people just sit back and say, wow, that drag queen's really smart and she really cares. And that's what I'm finding the time is going to right now.
What a noble purpose. What a noble commitment.
I don't know
of
if it's
time.
noble. I feel
No,
like
it is,
it's so desperate out there right now. How could you not?
Yeah, it is. But I mean, how very few people are willing to make that kind of commitment. But I laud you for that. Okay, back to the drag. How does drag affect your idea of political office?
I think, like I said, people are going to think, oh, she's doing this to be a star. She's doing this to get noticed. She's doing this for... And that's fine, and people can have that opinion because it's up to me to change their minds, through my actions.